Before we start the video, I wanted to let y'all know, if you don't follow me on Instagram or you just didn't see it, we have released the hex codes for the Après Ski collection lip glosses. We are working on everything else right now, but I will put the hex codes below. They're also on my Instagram, and they're also on the Finding Ferdinand Instagram. So Kackie, Noisette, Haute Cocoa, and Mulled Wine. And make sure that when you create them, the hex code matches and the name matches, because that's how you're gonna get like the right scent and the glitter in some cases. But yeah, I'm just so excited, and keep your eyes peeled if you have been like waiting for like sparkling limoncello or anything. I think that that's what we're gonna do next. It's just a matter of getting enough glitter on hand. It's also like a UI UX thing so that they can like have my hex codes populated like properly on the back end and everything. And so just understand that all of those things are coming, but like I do mention it later on in this video, and I do end up using Cafe Noisette, so you'll be able to see that. I'll also link my reveal video down below so that you can, you know, see them again if you want to. But yes, we have the hex codes as promised.
Today we're gonna be playing with a bunch of new makeup. A lot of it is from Sephora and some of it is from Make Beauty, because I got some packages in the mail from them over the last couple of weeks and I've been really meaning to use them on camera, but other things have gotten in the way. So I have, yes, the highly requested new Fenty foundation. I have this in the shade 120, but this is the soft lit. It's supposed to be hydrating. This is not a first impression. I already have a little bit of my opinions kind of formulated on this, but I'm gonna try it with the one size primer today and see if it helps with the hydration claim, because your girl always needs all the hydration she can get. I also finally got my hands on the new Hourglass powder. So again, this isn't a first impression. The color is great. We'll talk about the coverage, we'll talk about the performance, and y'all will get to see it before your eyes in 4K as usual. And I also picked up, and this is something that like I had to exchange and like go back. It was a whole thing, but it was what held up the video. But it was important to me, and I did actually go and exchange for the right shade in the Merit Signature lip. So it's a stupid story. They had the wrong color on display, and the bullet has the name of the shade here instead of here, and so I didn't know what shade was on display, and so I bought the slot that it was in was Maison. I ended up buying a matte lipstick that was entirely the wrong color, and I took it back and I got the right color, and that is Slip. So you will get to witness this on my lips for the first time along with me today. The other things are from Make Beauty. I got all of these eyeliners. Oh, Nora, I actually already used some of them, so they're out, but it's just a whole rainbow of these beautiful liquid eyeliners. So I don't know, I might get weird today. I'm not really a liquid eyeliner girly usually, but these are really easy to use, and there's just something about them that I don't know. They're like milkier. Either way, we'll do it live. And they also, like literally outside my door just now. This is hilarious because like these are in there, like they're in there. But they're the new like lip balm things. I think that they've had this before, but they just made new scents of it or new flavors. I'm not sure, but I cannot get them out of the package. I haven't tried super hard. Ah, okay. So this one is Mystic Mint. So yeah, this is the lip reset mask. Do a little bit of skin prep with them and smell them all. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I hope that that sounds fun to you. Let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see what else we got. Woo! It's a little warm outside, and that one is a little soupy. And also I did just turn it upside down as a gag, and that was probably my fault. This is Vanilla Veil, but it definitely smells like vanilla coffee, which I'm not mad at. But if you are just looking for straight up vanilla, it is not just straight up vanilla. Then we have Celestial Caramel. That one smelled like caramel. That one smells even more like caramel. Werther's Original Butterscotch. Cosmic Cherry. Oh, this is not my color. Woo! That smells straight up like a cherry Bonnie Bell. So if that's nostalgic for you, go off queen, but that one's not for me. That one's gonna go in the find a new home for it pile. So let's do the primer real quick. I've got all of my sunscreen and everything on. I've been running errands, so my skin needs a little bit of love. We're gonna go with the Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer from One Size again. I've been really liking this. And the first time that I wore the Fenty, it's just still full coverage. And I know that that's the claim. I don't want to be an idiot and be like, well, it's a lot of coverage. But it's like, there's something about full coverage that is always gonna look a little bit matte on me. I'm gonna look at what the actual finish is. I think it's just important so that I know what I'm looking for in the claims. So it's $40. Comes in a zillion shades, typical of Fenty. And hydrating and glowy foundation that's waterproof and reduces shine. Hydrating and glowy, but reduces shine for a notch above natural finish, which is like how I like to talk about the things that I like. I want it to be just like one standard deviation better than natural. But my experience with this was not that. So coverage medium, I was wrong. I just assumed. There's something about a matte glass bottle that makes you assume that it's going to be a matte foundation. Am I the only one who feels that way? But yeah, I just assumed it was gonna be full coverage, and honestly when I put it on, it was pretty full coverage. But we'll try and kind of like thin it out this time and see if that helps. And the finish is natural, which y'all know is just kind of a grab bag. You can call anything natural finish, and it could mean anything from like dewy something or other all the way to almost satin matte, and then they'll call it natural because they don't want to alienate anybody. We got a little bit of a dewy tacky situation. I'm only gonna go with like one pump here to start. Again, I have this in 120 and it's a fantastic shade match because of course it is, because it's Fenty. I always have a really great shade match in her line, and it's a lot, you know? There's a lot there, but we'll see how much we can shear it out, because when I wore it the last couple of times, it's been just a lot. It's just looked like full coverage, and that's just not me. Regardless of the rest of my makeup, it just still like always looks a little bit unnatural on me. And I think that there are people who look more natural with like a mattified face. I just am not one of them. I would love to kind of know the science behind that, but the beauty of this is I don't have to put it every single place on my face because there's no really clear line of demarcation with this shade. Like the shade is pretty dead on. Gone are the days, to me, of getting a foundation in a shade that might be more flattering to you in terms of being tan, but it literally doesn't match your skin tone. Like I want my foundation to disappear into my skin. And that does, at least from a color standpoint. Actually, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty nice. It's kind of interesting because it's blurring, and it looks almost like the Glossier skin tint in finish, because the Glossier skin tint is not super dewy. It still has some stabilizing silicones in it, and so it does have a very similar texture to that. But bear in mind, I also used a glowy primer, not glowy, but like a hydrating primer because my skin needed it. And also that we applied this really thinly. It will build. In fact, let me see if I can build it just a little bit for you because I don't have a new concealer today, so it might just be helpful to see. So we'll just take a little more. 40 bucks, I don't know. I know that's not like super inexpensive, but I feel like the Pro Filter was $40 when it first came out. You know, I feel like she has just, I don't know, stayed reasonable while everyone else is shrinkflating around her. Memory might not be serving though. Okay, so you can see, you can get coverage from it and it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't feel heavy. It's not cakey, but it definitely starts to read as kind of unnatural on me because I just feel like it flattens me out. But that could be good news for someone who, like, you know, you're looking for makeup that's gonna look really good at an event or being photographed, but you don't wanna go full coverage matte. Like this could be a really great option because there's no SPF in it and it's gonna still give you a really good non-reflective finish on your skin. And I also feel like because there are a lot of foundations out there that have one coverage level that they really like to be at, and when you try and push them in one direction or the other, they just don't. But I feel like the flexibility of coverage with this particular foundation means that you can manipulate the hydration of your skin prep before you put it on, and it could make a big difference in like the way that it's gonna wear for you. I think it's pretty nice, especially with the primer, and especially having a little bit of restraint as far as how I initially applied it. Like I didn't just go in full tilt. Ooh, okay, we're gonna prep my lips here. This is the mint one. Oh, I love it. It's so bouncy. It's so plush. I wanna say they had an overnight lip treatment, but it wasn't this good, or I would have bought more of it. I stopped using it because it wasn't this good. This is good. We'll see how it like tastes and stuff over the course of the video, but my goodness. I love a bouncy glossy lip. That's really, really pretty. I'm not sure how I feel about the taste of that. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. It's pretty, but I want that out of my mouth. Yo, if it doesn't taste good, put a flavor in it. I want to expel that from my senses. All right, let me do my color correction and concealer routine real quick. Oh my God, I'm so hot. I might take my pants off. Makeup by Mario. I wanna go ahead and get all the creams laid down before I put on that Hourglass, because the Hourglass, while I would compare it in terms of coverage and finish to the Kosas. I do think that it has more oil controlling properties, which is great. All right, we need to make some decisions. Oh, I have all of the triple threat color sticks from Thrive here. And by the way, if you don't know this formula, it is great. There are mattes and there are shimmers in this. I think, yeah, we've got Kaisa. That's where I think we're gonna start because that's gonna be a really good bridge between my bronzer into my blush. This is another one that would be really good for an event because Thrive makes long wearing makeup. That is what they do. It also doesn't have a lot of emollients to it. It is a very like silicone-y stick. It's slippy, not as slippy as the Rare Beauty, but almost as kind of like dry as the Rare Beauty, the bronzer. So I will use the Sigma F48. What a pleasing shape. And Sigma is so cute. They watched my video where I reviewed the new Cool Neutrals palette and I just casually mentioned, I was like, I know it's a little bit weird to not use Sigma brushes when I'm applying a Sigma eyeshadow palette. And it's because I don't have any Sigma eyeshadow brushes. And they said, well, let's send you some. And I was like, okie dokie. So I'm excited to try them. So it is very much, the Thrive is very much a formula that mimics the texture of whatever you put it on top of. Like if you put it on top of something really dewy, it will be dewy. It's very cooperative. And I love a shade expansion. So I love that like they know that this is a formula that works and so they're just expanding the shade range for us. That's fantastic. So this is Olivia and this one is shimmery. It's like a shimmery pink. I'm gonna use that as kind of my like highlighter. Oh, it's so sweet. By the way, everybody keeps asking me about these striped shirts. They cost a fortune, y'all. What sucks is that like I got targeted on Black Friday by this brand called Yaite, Y-A-I-T-T-E, and they were all 40% off. And I was like, I've never heard of this brand. I don't know anything about them, but I screenshotted it because I was like, those shirts are awesome. And they come in a bunch of different colors. Then the sale ended. Much later, I was just like, I really want one of those shirts. And I bought it. It's $300. And I was like, that's my favorite shirt. And then I found them on sale. I found one on sale because they do sell them a couple of other places. So I got the green one on sale, but the sale still didn't help that much. I'm really like crossing my fingers for that 40% off sale to come back. Black Friday, I'm gonna stock up because I could really go broke on these. But everyone keeps asking, they're by Yaite and they cost a fortune. I'm kind of mad about it, but I also love them so much that I can't really complain. Okay, Hourglass. Now I could use the little puff, but I don't want to. There's something with like edges on it. I just don't want to. This is the Refer 05. I'm quite obnoxious today. I hope that y'all appreciate that. I'm also just like, I'm pretty tired. I could have slept forever this morning. My child slept in, it was amazing. But still, you know, you do have to get the day started eventually. And I really feel like right now, it's like, as soon as, it's so funny. Sure, you could call it a coincidence, but like, as soon as Taurus season hit, my body went from like, fire to being like, sleep. And that's what it's supposed to do because it's the season after Aries and God knows we all need a rest after that. That's the Hourglass powder. It's beautiful, but just understand that much like the Hourglass loose powder, you can apply too much of it and it becomes bulletproof. I really think that it's just the same formula, just pressed. It's very, very nice. They did not take a huge swing here. It's nothing wild. It's not like Laura Mercier put it, that I will not let them forget. We'll never let them forget that iridescent powder they put out last year, but they did have a redemption arc and I'm proud of her. I'm proud of you, Laura. I'm gonna put on the lip and I'm gonna let that be what decides my eye look. And then we're going to editorialize with some colored eyeliners. Like, stay tuned, it's gonna get fun. Oh, the Make Beauty, the lip balm, the flavor did eventually become innocuous. It was just at first I was like, I'm very conscious of this, but I have a feeling that like, I don't know, I would be able to wear it to sleep at night, it wouldn't bug me.
I'm wearing the caramel one right now and I've been wearing it for like an hour. No, the tastes are so bad. Why? It's like almost, I don't know what I'm tasting. Is it the ingredients or is it like too much of the fragrance? But it's like, ugh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna swatch this against my Kackie lip liner because I just have a feeling, you know? I just have a feeling. That's my Kackie lip liner and that is Slip. So my lip liner is, if you look at it really, really closely, it's a little bit rosier and Slip is a little bit, it's got a little bit more gold in it. Am I a lipstick girly? Not usually. I've been so resistant to this. This is definitely an extension of things that I had preconceived notions of, and so I skipped them in Sephora. I'm just kind of trying to overcome those things and my biases. So I've had this formula before, but it was in a very like berry color. Forget what it's called, like fashion, I think. I don't love it. And truly, I'll be honest, I don't get what the big deal is. I don't get what the big deal is. That's a nice lipstick, yes. Is it a color that is what dreams are made of for me? No. And I'm gonna have to adjust my bronzer accordingly. Let's go in with some bronzer and see if we can remedy that. Yes, so we're gonna go with the Gucci bronzer. Yeah, a lot of times it's just about bringing that color into the rest of the look in one way or another and make it make sense. And we didn't have any proper bronzer on yet. I just had the Makeup by Mario, but you do get to see, I mean, as much as you care, I don't know if you care, but you get to see the way my brain works when it comes to troubleshooting a little bit. Like, if I just covered my lips up, is that bad? Like, that's not bad. I just feel like the lip is a lot. It's a lot. I'm gonna go in with the Merit shadows to do like the base here. Yeah, I think that one, Mid-Century, is gonna be a good start. They're similar enough. And I know that people are probably in my comments being like, your makeup doesn't have to all match each other. When you're panicking, that's the easiest thing to do, okay? To bring it back on the rails, the easiest thing to do is to start matching things to each other. Because if you start being like, well, maybe if I put on yellow eyeshadow, you're only going to dig yourself deeper into the unfamiliar. Oh, yes. Hailey Bieber, who? I say that because she did the whole latte makeup thing. I feel like we're going very latte makeup here. Nice. It's giving sick a little bit, and I like that because it's like kind of wanting to pull a little bit like pinky red. It's giving vaguely threatening. Are these not incredible eyeshadows? You can do an entire look with one eyeshadow. Are we going to? No, but you could. So we do have to kind of chase down the high contrast of it all. Familia, I think, is gonna be really good. Get most of it off of there, but it's still gonna stamp like crazy, but that's okay. But this is in my Dream palette. I just don't want to go cool toned on my eyes. I want to stay kind of spooky. Normally I wouldn't use a warm tone right there in the crease, but the fact that it's so matte, I think it works. I do want to go with the Natasha Denona highlighter on my inner corner. She's cute, she's bright, she's lovely. I'm still not satisfied with this lip, but it is what it is. It's rusty when it should be beige, and it's confounding my senses a little bit, but let's do some eyeliner. I don't want to use a liquid eyeliner on my lash line. I'm drawing the line there, so to speak, because liquid eyeliner doesn't want to go into my lash line, and it doesn't create a natural looking, thicker eyelash illusion, and so I'm just not gonna do it. I wanna do it with a Victoria Beckham pencil, and Victoria Beckham herself actually reached out and sent me some fresh eyeliners. And in those fresh eyeliners, among them was a brand new Cocoa, and I needed it. I needed it bad. Mine was a stub. So here we go with Cocoa, and then we'll kind of iterate on that with the liquids. Look at how devastatingly soft that is. Like, it's just an absolutely beautiful, pure gel. Oh my God, y'all. I saw the other day, and I put it on my stories, a bunch of my friends from Austin posting this thing where Meow Wolf, if you are familiar with Meow Wolf, they are one of my favorite things to exist on the planet. They are like this amazing artist collective that does these like fully immersive experiential art installations. You know, they're highly conceptual and really interactive and amazing and fun and just like this total escape from reality. And they're going to do a spa in Austin. Like, I might never leave. All the images are so far like created by AI, but they are not the type to be like the Willy Wonka experience where it was like, uh-oh, you know, that didn't go as planned. They would definitely do it right. I don't know if y'all, I mean, I'm sure some of y'all have been to Meow Wolf. There's one in Santa Fe, that's the one that I've been to, but they're kind of, there's one in Pearland now, I think. Pearland? Let's do a little bit of brow, and then we will go in with those eyeliners. And yes, we're going to pencil my brows in today because it's also high contrast. I need the extra oomph in the appearance of my brows. That's starting to look okay. I still feel like my lips just look like I have lip filler. I just feel like this isn't doing me any favors right now. I know I feel like it feels like I'm burying the lead on the eyeliners, but it's because I want to get every powder product down before I go in with them, because it's like you can't really do it the other way around. Let's see. Ooh. There's a deep turquoise. Let's see what that looks like. It's a deep green. What if we did that with the mint, like with it? You don't get a vote because we're doing it, and it already happened when you're seeing it, and you can't stop me. This could be a disaster. Let's go. There's like almost physically no way for you to see me while I'm doing this, but we'll do it up here. Because I have to like brace my elbow on something, and I'm so shaky lately. I don't know why I'm so shaky. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I really wish I could show y'all what I'm doing. Oh, you can see, you can kind of see. Am I Mohammed Hindash? Not today. No, I am not. Am I Naomi John? No, I'm not. Not today. Am I Nicolette Panisi? No, I am not. Not today. Just naming all the people who are really good at liquid eyeliner. I mean, half of it I think is just believing in yourself. And I clearly don't believe in myself. My camera got sick of me, because I got sick of me. We get sick of me sometimes around here. And then my computer got sick of me, and so it had to update its OS for the thing that connects my camera to my computer. And in that time, I managed to do whatever this is. Whatever, we're burning daylight. Let's put on some mascara. I'm actually gonna use this. This is the Lash Clash in brown from YSL. They just sent me this. I don't know if it's new, but it's new to me. And I wore this while I mowed the lawn earlier, and it held up beautifully. It's very brown. Let's see, actually, I wanna go ahead and swatch that. And by very brown, I mean not black. That's the Thrive, and then above that is the YSL. So the YSL is very light by comparison. And then we have the new Curewise, which is even lighter. Well, actually, yeah, it is. It's even lighter and a little bit more golden than the one from YSL. And then we have Rudy's. Rudy's is kind of a red brown, and you're just gonna have to believe me. I think the mint was a bad choice. And that's why I do makeup and don't give tattoos, you know what I mean? Because they're not all gonna be good. Thank God. No one is judging me on my ability to do liquid eyeliner. That looks absolutely bananas. I'm gonna wait for that to dry, and then I'm gonna go over mint with the dark green because that looks ridiculous. All right, let me finish out my brows and do a little bit of damage control here, and then we will move into final thoughts. That's better. I'm marginally content with that. My cheeks don't look right, but I don't know what else to put on them because this is such a strange look. It would have to be something rusty. I think we're kind of like beyond help at this point. This is just kind of a like admit defeat kind of moment. Although maybe since we did just talk about like rusty things, this little combo, this definitely would help. So this is Behave from NARS, and it's not because I don't like the Thrive, it's just because the color is wrong right now. Oh yeah, because I went so pink, and then this went so brown, and then the lip went so rust, and that's so much better. Yeah, okay. I feel a lot better about that. Hey, why not take it a little too far with Infatuated? Let's go. Let's go. I think that this should be a blush duo. It's so good. Give it a little spritz, and good God in heaven, let's put us all out of our misery. Let's do some final thoughts. This was like a video where I came in with the best of intentions. And once again, I have been humbled by liquid eyeliner. It's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. All right, so in the wide world of foundations, I think that the real strength of the Fenty, obviously besides it being Fenty, so that means there's no fragrance, it has a great shade range, and it's not the most expensive thing at Sephora. Aside from that, I think that the strength of this is actually its flexibility of coverage, because that's not always the case with something that can go to full coverage. A lot of times when you try and not wear it full coverage, it just doesn't want to. And I feel like this does have true medium coverage, medium to buildable coverage. And I could see wearing it when I had an event or something. It's still a little much for every day for me, but if you've been watching my channel for a while and you're always like, wow, Kackie, that's not really enough for me. This might be just right for you, you know? So it is for people who want a little bit more coverage. It is truly, like, I would say that at the bottom of its coverage level is medium, and you can get it all the way up to full coverage if you want to. It does meet the claims to some extent that it's not super, super matte, but also it's not really like super hydrating either. I would recommend if you're like me still using a hydrating primer underneath, it can tolerate it, but it's nice. It's quite nice. Time will tell if my skin likes it. My skin did not like it.
I had an allergic reaction to it. Basically woke up the next day and I had like just kind of speckles everywhere. So it was the only like anomaly in my routine. And I had worn it before, but never for a full day. I wore it like all day, probably like 9 or 10 hours. It definitely gave me an allergic reaction. I know because like the next day it went away, you know, but it's like I woke up with like my cheeks with little like, you know, dots on them and stuff that like I don't break out there. I mean, do with that what you will. I don't know what's in it that did that, but I just know that it gave me an allergic reaction, so I'm probably not going to wear that again.
The Hourglass powder, I'm not sure it's for me. The same way that the Hourglass Veil powder is very bulletproof, you know, and you have to really spray the heck out of it to get it to be like skin-like. I still feel like there are better powders for me than this one because of my skin type, and this does not unseat the Kosas or the new Laura Mercier, but again, very much like the Fenty, that might be music to your ears because I'm always saying, hey, if you have combo to oily skin, take those out of your cart. This is gonna work a lot better. And I think that if you do have combo skin or even oily skin, because I'm being really careful with this, you could get the Kosas appearance out of this powder with a lot more oil control. So it's not a super like HD oil control kind of thing. Like you can make it work on my skin, but there are better things for my skin. The eyeliners are obviously incredible. They put up with me this whole time. They're great, and it's an absolute menagerie of shades. It's just the fact that I am terrible at this that does them a disservice, but I would absolutely recommend them, and they are really long wearing. Like, don't go anywhere long wearing, and they don't crack off either. Like I've been layering these and they didn't end up getting brittle, which is fantastic. They're super thin and milky, but they are super long wearing too, and it's great. If you're a liquid eyeliner person, like if there's a liquid eyeliner you haven't been able to find someplace else, I bet Make Beauty has it. Now, I am so sorry. I'm sorry to Merit because I really wanted this to be a redemption arc. There's absolutely no reason that this lipstick shouldn't work on me. It's like the color of the inside of my irises. But facts are facts, it doesn't work on me. And it's because, just like everything else, it's too high contrast. And that's what I said about it when I tried fashion. Everybody was like, you got the wrong color. I was like, it's still too high contrast. This is still, I know that there's an even lighter one, but it's like pink, I think, but this is the lightest beige. It's still too much. It's just too much. It's not for people who aren't lipstick people. And it was sold to me as like, this is a lipstick for people who aren't lipstick people. It's not. In the spirit of perhaps us getting my lip glosses back, let's use my Cafe Noisette lip gloss here. This is from the Après-Ski collection. This is a lab sample. It doesn't have the scent. It's just better. I just would always prefer like a tinted gloss, something subtle and beige versus a beige lipstick. And if you are like me and you are still a low contrast girl, do not let anyone bully you. I'm just kidding. Don't let anybody talk you into buying the Merit lipsticks if your instincts are saying, that's gonna be too high contrast for me. It's gonna be too high contrast for you. So that is my continuing unpopular opinion about the Merit lipsticks. They're still not for me, and I'm sorry. I'm still over here working. Like I have contour to put on and everything. I'm gonna pick my kid up looking like a nut. He'll find it entertaining. I bet he'll like it. I think that's it, y'all. I have worn myself slam out with a liquid eyeliner, but I don't know. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. I'm just gonna tell myself that. It's not the worst. All right, well, I hope you liked this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give the video a thumbs up. I do think we achieved something tonal, which is lovely. Anyway, if you're new here and you tolerated me to this point, oh my God, subscribe. It doesn't get worse than this. So yeah, I will put a video up here that I think you'll enjoy if you liked this one. I just ordered another whole bunch of stuff from Sephora. I got more shades in the Armani lip glosses. I got other things. Time will tell. We'll all see together, won't we, when my order arrives. I love y'all so much. I love my current subscribers. Y'all are the absolute best. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here and for supporting me. I love you. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!